So good afternoon and welcome to this Yoga for Recovery, Realization and Resilience 3R Yoga, Veteran Yoga Project. My name is Brian G. and I am delighted to be here with you all today. It is an honor and a privilege to do this service. Couple of things before we start. As always, a reminder of our first guiding principle, which is support precedes action. And so what that means for you is that we don't do anything until we find our support. We look for our support first. So have available to yourself anything you need to support yourself: blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chair, whatever it is that you need to help support you in your practice. Ensure that that's available to you and accessible to you before we get started. And then secondarily, remember that your task in support precedes action is to utilize and find that support first. So this practice is your practice. You are in the privacy of your own space. That is by design. So I cannot see anyone here. I see your icons, as you know. I know you're here, but I cannot see you in your room, in your space, and that is by design. You are in the privacy of your own environment. You are to do your practice. I'm offering and suggesting and inviting. However, you will listen to the wisdom of your body, I hope, and you will honor that wisdom by doing what is right for you. Modify any posture at any time. Take any alternate posture at any time. Come out of any posture at any time. Do your practice. Find your place to be. Listen to the wisdom of your body and honor it. We are going to begin with some movement. Get the body moving and open, hopefully aligning that movement to the breath. And then we will come and do some specific breath practices. And then we'll go into our guided rest. So we'll be here about 45 minutes tonight or this afternoon, depending on how things go. And so I said we're going to start with some movement, but in fact, we're going to start as we always do with a landing, and we'll let gratitude rise and we'll set our intention. So let us do that. So let us take a moment to acknowledge getting here, to land here, to be here. So take a moment to come into this place, come into this space, find a posture of support, whatever that means to you, in which you can lengthen the spine and you can breathe freely, whatever that looks like for you. So maybe you're seated in a chair, feet on the floor underneath the knees, hip distance apart. Maybe you're seated on the mat. Maybe you're seated on a cushion. Maybe you're seated on a bolster. Maybe you're lying on your back with your legs up the wall. Whatever posture provides you that ability to lengthen the spine, breathe freely, and feel supported. Please come into that now. And then, having established yourself in a supported posture, feel into the reality of that support. Feel into the sensation of contact and connection at whatever part of your body is touching something. Your feet on the floor, your legs on the floor, your sits bones against the seat cushion or the mat. Maybe your arms are on armrests. Whatever part of your body is in contact, feel the sensation of that contact, that connection. Feel what it feels like to root in at those places. And then bring your awareness to that sensation of connection as support. What is it like to be supported in this moment? And maybe you can extrapolate from that to recognize that maybe support is always available in this moment. But for now, for today, for this moment, just recognize the possibility that your contact with whatever you're touching is supportive. What does that feel like for you to be supported in this moment? And then, having established ourselves in a supported posture, whatever that looks like, I invite you to lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the crown. Experiment with tucking the chin slightly to feel the full length at the back of the neck so that you can feel the entirety of the spine from the base to the crown. And observe and notice what occurs for you as the spine elongates and aligns. Maybe you feel a little bit of different energetic feeling. Maybe you feel your chest expand, your heart open, maybe not. But feel whatever it is that you feel by lengthening and aligning the spine. And then staying long, staying aligned, I invite you to turn your attention inward. So close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, or narrow your gaze, just hood your eyes to something not moving just beyond the tip of your nose. But whether your eyes are closed or narrowed, turn your attention inward. Bring your awareness into your body, to the place in your body where you feel is the center of your being, whatever that means to you, wherever that is for you. See if you can turn inward to the center of your being, a place of stillness. And anchor your attention right there at the center of your being. And then having found support and lengthen and align the spine and turn the intention inward to the stillness at the center of the being, let us bring our awareness to our breath. So we come into the body because the body is in the present moment. And the way that we come into the body is by coming into the breath. We become aware of the breath as we comes in through the nasal passages, down into the body cavity, front, back, and sides, full 360 breath without stress, strain, or exertion. Just full inhales and complete exhales. Following the inhale all the way in, noting the subtle turnaround, and then following the exhale all the way out. Noting the arrival of the next breath, following that in. Noticing the turnaround, and then following that breath out, and just staying right there at the beginning of each inhale, finding that rhythm, that flow. The inhale appears, it comes in through the nostrils, down into the body, it turns around, it leaves the body, it leaves the nostrils. The next inhale arrives. Take that one in and out, just breathing, just body breathing, a supported body breathing. And then I invite you on your next inhale to allow your hands to float to your chest in a way that brings attention to your heart space. Maybe the left hand over the heart, the right hand over the left. Maybe the hands in prayer, thumb knuckles resting lightly. Feeling the connection of the hands to the heart, the heat that's involved in that point of connection. Becoming aware of the heart beating underneath the hands. Feel into the rhythm of the heartbeat. Beginning to feel the heartbeat and the breath beat. Notice the rhythm of the breath. Maybe tightening up a little bit at the back of the throat, at the epiglottis, so that you can hear the breath in the nostrils coming into our ujjayi or ocean breath. Breath is audible. We find the rhythm of that breath, our own rhythm, our own pace, our own breath. Your inhale, your exhale, aligning that rhythm to the rhythm of the heart beating. Just being present here. A body breathing and knowing that it's breathing. Having established support, found the breath, and come to the present moment, let us let gratitude arise. So we start with the first tool, the tool of gratitude, allowing your heart space to arise any one thing for which you're grateful. Maybe just the possibility of gratitude. Allow gratitude to arise. What does that look like for you? See it clearly in your mind's eye. Whatever it is that arises when you think of gratitude. See it clearly in your mind's eye, and then anchor whatever you're grateful for, that sense of gratitude, maybe just the possibility of gratitude, anchor that right there at the center of your being with your awareness. This is us just resting in gratitude at the moment. And then let us, if we choose to, set an intention for our practice this evening. Maybe just a simple intention to keep your gratitude anchored, or maybe just a simple intention to continue to follow the breath, to be right there at the beginning of each inhale. But whatever your intention is, Say it to yourself in your mind's ear. Hear yourself state it in a clear and declarative voice as if it has already occurred. And then taking a full inhale. As you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful, intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention. Namaste. And then release the hands, lift the chin, take a full inhale. And then carrying your anchored intention and your anchored gratitude and your anchored awareness with you, bring yourself to your mat and let us begin to move the body a little bit. So we're going to come to the mat and come down onto our backs today. We're going to start on our backs and we'll just begin to move the body to open the body. So arriving on our backs, rolling out and lengthening. Bring the heels and toes together. Toes go toward the ceiling. Palms go upward and overhead. So lift the arms over the head, palms up. Interlock the thumb either way. And as you inhale, lengthen through the fingers and press through the heels. So feel the entirety of the back of your leg on the mat. The lower spine and the shoulders are down on the mat. The crown is long. The fingers are long. Pressing through the heels, the toes will come back toward the face. And you'll feel perhaps the length of this stretch on the backside of your body. Breathing here, full inhales and complete exhales. And feeling the length of this stretch, opening the back of the body, full inhalation. Complete exhale. One more time here, inhale. And as you exhale, release the toes to neutral, switch the interlock of your thumb. And then as you inhale, lengthen again through the fingers, but this time press the toes away from the face. Keep the legs on the mat, but stay long, but press the toes away. So now you might feel this more on the top or front of your body. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. One more here. Get long through the fingers on the inhale. Toes go away from the face. And exhale, release the toes in neutral, bring the hands down by the side, palms up, let the toes fall open and just release for a moment. Feel everything release as you breathe deep into the belly. And then as you exhale, bring the heels and toes together and then bring the heels toward the hips, the knees toward the ceiling. The heels are in line with the hips, so parallel to the hips. The knees are rotated inward toward each other, so you feel the knees moving toward each other. Crown stays long, the lower back is pressed into the mat. Take the arms out from your sides so that they're 60 to 90 degrees out, so you have room for your legs. And we're just going to begin to rotate the legs in the hip girdle. Inhale here, exhale, let the knees drop to the left as you look over the right shoulder. Don't go too far. This is just a gentle opening. We're just warming up here. As you inhale, the knees come back to center. And as you exhale, the knees go to the right and you look over your left shoulder. And again, not trying to go too far, not trying to press the knees away, just allowing them to fall. Inhale back to center and then begin to move at your rhythm with your pace and your breath. Exhale, the knees fall over. Gravity doing the work. Inhale, the knees come back, head comes back. Exhale, opposite side. Knees go one way, head goes the other. Breathing in, knees back to center. And then just continue. Just a couple times, gentle windshield wiper action here. The knees moving side to side, feeling the opening in the hips and across the front of the body as we begin to wake up the body and warm up here. One more in each direction. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Take a moment here, let the knees fall together, let the hands come down by the sides. Just take a moment here to press the lower spine down, lengthen through the crown, and just release. And then our next movement, we're going to begin to bring the knees in and out. So on the exhale, bring the knees toward the chest, maybe reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze a little bit. Bringing the knees closer to the chest, keeping the head down, the shoulders down and relaxed. We're just opening the hips here. And then bring the hands down by the sides, palms down, press the forearms. And then the movement is a simple alignment of movement and breath. As we inhale, the knees move away from the face, the toes come down toward the mat, maybe just hovering at the end of the inhale. And on the exhale, the knees come in towards the chest. And we're just beginning to align that movement with breath. Exhaling, knees and toes away. Inhaling, knees and toes away. Exhaling, knees toward the chest. Inhale away. Exhale toward. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath, and just gentle movements. We're just warming up. We're just getting the body moving. Not trying to overdo anything here. This is just a supported practice here. The full spine is against the mat, supporting us. The knees are moving. Knees stay together. Toes move away on the inhale. One more here. Inhale, toes away, just hovering. Exhale, knees in. Again, reach up and grab just below the knees and squeeze. Maybe rock a little side to side, releasing that action. And then bring the feet down. Knees turn in toward each other. Rest the knees together. Rest the arms. Just take a moment to let go. So we integrate after the movement. Take a moment to just breathe into this. Let that all settle. I want to feel each unique movement individually. Our next movement is going to be to piston or bicycle the legs. So bring the calves up so that they're parallel with the mat. The knees are over the hips. And then it's just a simple movement. The hands are down by the sides. Now, for additional support, you can bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones. And for even additional support beyond that, you can bring the entire back of the palm underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttock. Whatever you need for your support, find yourself supported here. And then as you exhale, bring the right knee towards the chest and let the left arm go straight. Now, the more support you need is the higher that left leg will go. So maybe you're pointing it up toward the ceiling. Maybe you're pointing it at where the ceiling and the wall come together. So like a 60-degree angle. Or maybe you're taking it low, parallel to the mat and low. The lower you go, the more you're engaging in the hip girdle. And then we're just going to switch with the breath. So on the next breath, exhale, left knee in, right foot away. And then inhale, exhale. Continue to move. Movement with breath, right? A simple alignment of the movement to the breath. So you're moving at the pace of your breath. Finding your practice. Remember, it's your practice. So your breath, and again, find the angle you need for the support that you need. Find the alignment of your breath to your practice. Ujjayi or ocean breath, aligning to the rhythm of the breath. Couple more here. One more each side. Then bring the knees back over the hips, the shins parallel to mat, and drop the heels. Let the knees fall together. Turn the palms up and release and relax. Just let everything settle. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Our next movement is going to be our scissor kick. So we bring the palms down, and again, same options. You can bring the thumbs under the sits bones, the palms underneath the SI joint, or the hands by the sides, and then take the legs up straight. Press through the heel, flex the toes back towards the face, lengthen through the crown, pull down on the side body so you feel your lower spine against the mat. And then we're going to work with our breath scissor kicks here. So on the inhale, the right foot's going to come towards the face. The left leg is going to lower until it's just hovering. And then on the inhale, the left leg comes up just past the right, and the right leg goes down, just hovering. And then you move with your breath, one movement, one breath. Scissoring the legs, inhaling up, exhaling down. Try to keep that leg that's staying upright, straight, and in the same position. Try to bring that other leg all the way down, keep it straight. Now for support, you can bend the knee a little bit. If you find this to be too challenging, again, working with your practice, finding what works for you, warming up the body, aligning the body, working into our practice today. Energetic practice today. Nothing particularly complicated here, just simple alignment of movement with breath, seeing if we can move into a place of clear alignment, relationship of the breath to the movement, bringing us into our meditative state. Couple more here. Maybe one more each side. And then release the knees in, reach up and grab just below the knees, squeeze, rock a little side to side. Come back to center, let the heels drop by the hips, let the knees fall together, turn the palms up. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Allow everything to settle, feel into your experience. Maybe you notice a little bit of difference in the way that you're responding to things, maybe not. Be in your own practice. Align the heels with the hips if they're not already there. It's nice in this particular next movement, which is going to be our dynamic bridge. It's nice to keep the knees together, or at least rotating inward at the thigh toward each other. But the thought of the knees is that the knees are moving away from the face. So from here, palms down, press into the forearm, press into the feet so that you feel the pelvic bowl begin to tip. So your buttocks will begin to slide up off the mat. The sits bones will rise off the mat. And then continue to roll up, pressing into the feet, lift the buttocks, roll up into the lower back, into the middle back, and maybe even into the upper back, belly button going toward the sky, knees moving away from the face, chin and chest staying in alignment with each other. This is our bridge pose. And we're going to do dynamic bridges here, which means we're just going to pulse this particular movement. So we exhale, the hips low, we roll back down, upper back, middle back, lower back, buttocks are almost touching the mat. And then inhale, we roll back up, lifting the belly button in the lower back, using the muscles in the abdomen and the lower back, breathing in our rhythm, our pace, our breath. Or said differently, your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Find your practice. Exhaling down, just hovering. Inhaling up. Aligning movement with breath in these simple movements, so that when we get to more complicated movements, we'll have this sort of understanding of how this is done. And just warming up, opening up, engaging now through the abdomen and the lower back, feeling ourselves work. And this is a great exercise for the hamstrings and the glutes. Couple more here. Maybe one more. Inhale up. Exhale down, bring the knees into the chest, reach up and grab just below the knees, squeeze, rock a little side to side. And then release the feet, let the knees fall together, turn the palms up, just rest for a second, integrate. Take a breath. Feel into this. And then release the legs long and roll to your belly. Either direction, doesn't matter. I'm going to add to our lower back part now by bringing our palms down underneath our shoulders. The thumbs are right at the breastline. The elbows are moving toward each other behind the back and then down toward the hips. So imagine you're trying to bring your elbows together just above your buttocks. And you'll feel the chest begin to lift. Press into the tops of the feet, perhaps feel the knees engage, and then actively use the muscles in the lower back and the abdomen to lift the chest, lift the crown, bring the heart forward. Little to no weight in the hands, maybe just puffed up on the fingertips for support. Find your support. And then we're going to pulse here. Inhale up. Exhale, lower the nose, chin, forehead toward the mat. Inhale, rise up, lift the chest, lift the head, crown. Exhale. Find your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Maybe begin to find your rhythm, your cadence. For those of you that are veterans have been through this experience, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. We've begun 4 count in our military careers. Find your rhythm though. Maybe you're a 2 count, maybe you're a 6 count. Your rhythm, your pace, your pace. Feeling the lower back engaged, feeling the abdomen engaged. Supported practice here. A couple more. Last one, perhaps. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Press into the hands and feet. So curl the toes of the feet and press up into a table. Toes of the feet are curled under. So press into the balls of the feet. Feel the length in the calves. And then press, continue to press the hips back toward the heels. Into a modified wisdom pose or modified child's pose. Remember, we're pressing into the ball of the feet to extend and lengthen through the soles of the feet, engaging the connective tissue down there. And then inhale, come back to table, release the tops of the feet. So the knees are underneath the hips and in alignment with the wrists. The hands are just under and in front of the shoulders. We're going to begin to breathe into the spine, dropping the belly on the inhale, lifting the crown. This is our cow posture. And then exhaling, rounding the spine, letting the head drop, the biceps frame the ears, the hips roll under. So feel this in the spine, lower lumbar spine, arching on the inhale, belly dropping, crown lifting. On the exhale, spine rounding. Crown falling toward the mat, rolling the head under. And then begin to move with your breath. Finding that rhythm in this simple movement. Waking up the spine now. This is about the spine. Feeling into the breath going all the way to one of the vertebrae of the spine. You figure out which vertebra it is for you, and then see if you can move it around a little bit. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Getting to loosen up. Couple more here. Coming back to neutral, lengthen through the crown. We're going to add a twist, simple twist. So, oh, goodness. Time flies when we're having fun. Isn't that fun? All right. So we're going to add a simple twist here. On the inhale, the left arm will go out from the shoulder 90 degrees, so off the long side of your mat. And then take a breath here. Find yourself stable here, 3-point balance. Then as you inhale, maybe rotate to the left a little bit. Maybe the left arm rises a little bit. And then on the exhale, thread the needle. Take the left arm underneath the body, behind the right wrist, behind the right elbow. Reach underneath as far as you can. And then drop your left temple, your left ear, your left cheek, and your left shoulder to the mat. Adding this little torso twist and just breathing here. If you like, you can walk the right hand to the top of the mat. If you like, you can take the right arm high towards the ceiling. If you like, you can take the right arm behind you in a half bind, helping to open the shoulders, stacking the shoulders. Do what's right for you in your supported practice. Breathing, always breathing, full inhales. Complete exhales, just feeling the opening from this twist. Simple practice tonight. Nothing really complicated. Alignment of movement with breath. If your right hand is, wherever your right hand is, on your next inhale, bring it underneath the shoulder and press up, come back to your table. Take a moment here, full inhale. Complete exhale. Releasing, establishing yourself back in your table posture. Check your alignment. And then inhale the right arm out off the side of your, long side of your mat. 90 degrees from your right shoulder. Exhale and to stabilize here. On the inhale, maybe rotate a little bit to the right. Maybe the right arm comes up. On the exhale, thread the needle. The right arm goes behind the left wrist and the left elbow and then reaches underneath the body as far as it can. And then you drop your right temple, your right ear, your right cheek, and your right shoulder to the mat. Walk the left hand out to the top of the mat. If you like. If you like, take your right hand to the ceiling. If you like, drop your left hand, take your left hand behind the body in a half bind. If you like, your practice, find the most supported posture for you. Breathing, always breathing, feeling into the opening of the torso, stacking the shoulders, rotating from the abdomen, keeping the hips level, breathing, full inhale. Complete exhale. Wherever your left hand is, on your next inhale, bring it underneath the left shoulder, press up to table. Stabilize here, a full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale, walk the hands out in front of you, bring your chest toward the mat, bring your forehead toward the mat. Utilize your gear as you need to, maybe a block is supported knee here. Releasing the chest toward the mat. Keep the hips high over the knees. The chest is lowering, the heart is coming towards the mat. This is called heart melting pose. And so we're bringing the heart towards the mat. Maybe the forehead reaches the mat. Maybe you'll rock to side, massaging the forehead from temple to temple. Breathing, always breathing. Nicely done here. Opening the body, full body stretch here across the torso and the shoulders. On the inhale, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, come back to table, stabilize here, find yourself, take a full inhale, and a complete exhale. Inhale, curl the toes, press back through the balls of the feet. Exhale, lift the knees, just the knees. Find your balance here, press into the fingers and the heel of the palm. Establish yourself here. And then continue to straighten the legs, lift the hips, let the head drop so that the bicep frames the ears, the crown goes towards the mat. And then release the heels down towards the back of your mat. Toes, imagine your toes are going toward your wrists and your heels are going towards the bottom of your mat. And you're breathing deep here in your first downward dog, finding ourselves in dog. And then we're going to work from the dog posture a little bit. So find yourself here. We got a couple of dynamic movements here, and then we'll come into our breath work. So just be in your practice here. So inhale here, hips high, heels high, chest and stomach back toward the thighs. Exhale, let the heels drop toward the mat. Down dog. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Now we're going to begin to pulse this if you like. So inhale to a plank. Let the hips drop level with the back of the head and the heels. press through the heels and the crown. This is your plank posture. Find this. Take a breath here. Full inhale. Establish your balance. And then exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Hips high, heels down. Now, if you need a little support for your hands, you can come down on your forearms, or you can utilize your block here. We're just going to pulse this a little bit. Inhale to a plank. Exhale, down dog. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. Inhaling to plank. Exhaling down dog. So we're activating shoulders, lats, delts, back and muscles. Yeah, finding ourselves here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale and hold. We're going to add a combination move here, side plank. So find yourself on your right side. Maintain yourself on your right side as you roll to the ball of your right foot. Bring your left hand to your chest. Maybe take your left hand. That's going to be the movement with the breath. Exhale, the hand comes back to the chest and down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Find yourself on your left side. Press into the left hand, roll to the left foot. Bring the right hand to the chest and high. Exhale, hand back to the chest, come back to plank. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, down dog. We're going to do a couple of those. Inhale, plank. Exhale, roll to the left side, take the left arm up. Inhale, open. Exhale, hand down, come back to plank. Inhale, stabilize and plank. Exhale, roll to the left side, take the right arm up. Inhale, open. Exhale, right hand down, come back to plank. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, down dog. One more sequence. Inhale, plank. Exhale, roll to the right. Inhale, left arm high and lengthen. Exhale, left arm down, come back to plank. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, roll to the left. Inhale, right arm high and lengthen. Exhale, right hand down, come back to plank. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, side out. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the knees to the mat. Press the hips back toward the heels and come into your wisdom pose. Release the forehead toward the mat. Release the hands towards the feet. Turn the palms up and relax the shoulders and the lower back. Breathe deep into the lower back. Exhale. Relaxing the shoulders, releasing the lower back. Find this posture for a moment. Wisdom pose. Is there wisdom in this pose? Maybe your shoulders are feeling a little warm and activated. Maybe not. Be in your own practice. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale. Slowly, maybe bring the hands underneath the shoulders to support you, and then slowly roll up. You're seated on your heels here. Take the arms up. And exhale, bring the hands to the thighs. If this is uncomfortable for you, sit on your block. We're just going to begin to bring this last little movement here, a little back bend movement here, okay? Opening through the hips. So take your hands down next to your knees to support yourself as you lift up, and we're going to come into our counter. So standing on our knees. Now you have options with your feet. You can curl the toes, which will lift you a little higher, or you can bring your block behind you between your ankles to support you. Take your hands and make little fists and bring the fists to the small of your back. And then just lightly guide the small of your back to stay over, so your hips stay over your knees. The tendency here is to drop the hips back toward the heels. We want to avoid that. So we're just supporting our hips, staying over the knees by pressing our fists lightly into the lower back. Finding your place for the toes, either curling the toes or tops of the feet down. Inhale and lengthen out of the waist, out of the heart, and out of the chest. And then as you exhale, bring your elbows towards each other behind the back and begin to lift the heart. Now keep the chin in alignment with the chest. So the tendency here is to let the head fall back and we're yanking the back of the neck. We don't want to do that. Keep the back of the neck long by holding the position of the chin with the sternum, but begin to open through the heart. So we're arching in the lower spine, lifting out of the waist, lifting out of the chest, lifting out of the crown, finding a little bit of back bend here. If you're comfortable and supported here, you can keep your hips moving forward. You can release one hand back toward the heels or both hands back toward the heels, keeping the hips over the knees. Again, finding our back bend. Breathing deep, full inhale. Complete exhale. Full inhalation. Maybe for this last little bit of time, if you like, you want to let your head fall back, that's fine. Gently opening the front of the throat. Big back bend. Breathe deep into the belly button. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly tuck the chin back to it's level with the chest. Slowly bring the torso back upright, supporting your lower back. And then just go ahead and sink the hips back toward the heels again. Again, if it's not comfortable to sit on your heels, move your feet apart. And then if you like, just kind of continue to press back and round the spine. Let the chin drop toward the chest, pressing back through the lower back, just kind of counter posing here. So we did an arch, a big chest opening, now we're doing a rounding. And then come out of that and come off them. Let's see where we are. Oh, beautiful. So we got time. So we come off of your heels and come to a seated posture. We're going to do a breath exercise that leads into meditation. And as we move into the meditation, I'll give you the option to take your guided rest lying down if you like, or you can just remain seated. But come to a supported seated posture, whatever that means to you. Again, feel into the connection of your body to the earth. Feel the support that's available to you. We're going to do a pattern interrupt breath. So the idea is to bring the awareness to the breath by shaping the breath. So the body is very still. The sits bones are rooted. Maybe your feet are flat on the floor underneath the knees, hip distance apart. Maybe you're seated cross-legged. But the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. And the focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or the tip of the nose if the eyes are hooded or narrow. The breath is a simple 4-part breath. We're going to break the inhale up into 4 parts. And the exhale is going to also be broken up into 4 parts. We're going to be alternating between inhaling through the nostrils, 4 parts. So hands are currently at the knees. If you like, you can bring the hands to prayer. Light pressure on the hands, thumb, knuckles resting lightly on the breastbone. If not, you just keep the hands on the knees, thumb and forefinger together, palms up or down, depending on if you want inspiration, palms up, or grounding, palms down. Choosing your hand position, again, doesn't change the body being very still and the awareness on the breath in the nostrils. And then the breath is a simple 4-part inhale through the nose. So we break up the inhale into 4 equal sniffs or parts. We hold for 1 beat at the top. And then we exhale through the mouth in 4 equal parts. And you may also have a little bit of a whistle sound on your exhale, depending on how you do your lips. Again, pausing for a beat at the end bottom of the exhale. And then inhaling through the nose, pausing for a beat, exhaling 4 parts through the mouth. No stress, no strain, no overexertion. Don't overdo it. These are just actually calming, equal, find your rhythm, your pace, your practice. We're just going to be here for a short period. So find your rhythm, find your pace, continue your practice, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. 4-part inhale, 4-part exhale. Let's do that, okay? Just continue. And your focus is very, like I said, on the breath in the nostrils, but see if you can make everything equal, 4 equal parts. Pausing at the end of each inhale and each exhale. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. And just observe what you feel with the inhales and the exhales. You might notice some sensations. Just be aware of that for yourself. Maybe you notice as you feel into the practice, maybe the breath gets a little quieter. Maybe the body gets a little stiller. Maybe not. Just notice what's happening for you. Stay with the pattern, a couple more here. And then on your next pattern, as you finish your exhale, release the pattern. If you have your hands at your heart, release your hands to your knees. And just sit quietly for a moment. Allow the pattern to go away. Allow the shaping of the breath to go away. Allow everything to come to stillness. Check in with your awareness and with your intention. Be present with yourself. Allow everything to be still and just notice. And as you notice, decide for yourself if you wish to just remain seated for your guided rest, or if you wish to come to your back on your mat. If you choose to come down on your back on your mat, let your toes fall open. Take your heels as wide as is comfortable for you on your mat. Let your palms come up and your hands at your hips. Lengthen through the crown, and then imagine you're pulling down on your side ribs so that you can feel your lower spine against the mat, full length of the mat. If you're seated, just be very still. Spine is long and aligned. Sits bones are rooted. And whether you're seated or whether you're lying down, take this opportunity to provide yourself with any additional support you might want in this guided rest. So if you maybe have an eye cloth for your eyes, or a blanket or a shawl for your body, you may have noticed that that breath provided a little cooling. Maybe you want a shirt, whatever you need for your support. Take a moment to provide yourself with that here. And then let go. Just let go. Allow yourself to be done. You're done. Come to rest. Just be. Release any shaping of the breath. Release any analysis of the practice. If you must do something because your mind just needs something to do, scan your body, track your body for any areas of constriction or tightness. And if you find an area of constriction or tightness, see if you can breathe into that area directly. And if you find that you have difficulty breathing into that area, then see if you can soften around that area. And then notice perhaps that as you soften, you find support. Resting on your mat in your space. Allowing yourself to just be, just as you are. Feeling into what rest feels like, the sensation of connection, support, rest. As you rest, I invite you to allow once again to arise any one thing for which you are grateful. Allow gratitude to arise, maybe just the possibility of gratitude. Just observe yourself resting in gratitude. And as you rest here in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And I invite and encourage you to stay here in grateful rest as long as you like. And When you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.